Alright guys, let me introduce you all to the substitute Spriggans that are taking over for the time being while our good Sir Van is out on the road for a bit. I gotta say, we took care of our first for Spriggan with these two, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the main story will be concerning them. Moving on forward to any other future endeavors they have in mind. So, following up on that, we're going to continue from where we last left off. Hope you all continue to enjoy. Thank you for all the love and support. And here we go. Alright, and we're back guys. So I think now that we finished the first one of defeating the monster extermination, we can now move on to the second side quest, which is I believe called On the Hunt.
Accessing your schedule.
Yep. Okay, we need to go to Manager Thompson. Okay. Where are you, Manager Thompson? Over here. Do I have to? Nope, I can just go here. Are you Thompson that sent in a request? Ah, yes, I take it that means you're the Spriggan, correct? You're a bit different from what I imagined. Well, the guy who usually does these jobs had to leave Edith for a bit. So, we're helping him out by taking on the request ourselves. We're fully equipped to take care of things as well as any Spriggan would. We've also been made aware of the goings-on behind the scenes in the capital. You can rely on us. I see. In that case, I feel like I've seen that woman before. Maybe it's just my imagination. Shall we get down to it then? Of course, whenever you're ready. Your request was about someone named Eddie going missing, right? That's right. I'll go ahead and give you the full rundown. You see, I run several food stands throughout the capital. Eddie started working a stand selling roasted nuts at the end of the last year. Eddie. That's a name from Van's notes. The son of the general store owner in Old Town. He used to be a member of a gang called Desire. A former gang member, huh? Sounds like foul play could be involved. Is that why you put out for Spriggan instead of going to the guild or the police? That's right, but I'm telling you, Eddie's turned over a new leaf. He's a real hard worker. I just can't believe that he'd up and leave without saying a word to anyone. So, do you think you could find out what happened to him? What do you think we should do, S? I like that they keep asking me if I'm going to take this when, you know, I went to the person in question just to accept the offer, so, yeah. Alright, leave it to us. Well, I certainly have no objections. Not to mention if there's any possibility that he's in danger, it's my duty to help. I appreciate it. Please find out whatever you can about what's happened to Eddie. I'd like to lend you all a hand, but I do have to get back to work after this. If you find out anything in the meantime, please feel free to contact me. Okay, we'll do our best. Alright then, I'll be waiting for some good news. Like I should wait. Desire, huh? According to Van, several of their members were brutally killed a couple of days ago, and now a former member's gone missing. It's certainly possible that these events are connected, but we shouldn't jump to any conclusions at this stage. Let's take things slowly. We should start by talking to people in Van's network who might know Eddie. Well, we know who Eddie's mom is, don't we? Let's get to it then, to Newsberry General Store.
For SPG time!
You know, I'm always going to call for Spriggans. It just makes the most sense to me. For SPG? Nah, buddy. Alright. Old Town.
Let's be on our way.
And then Newberry. Yeah, over here? Yes? Yes! Alright, guy, you gonna load up? Or are you downstairs? You're downstairs. Ah! Oh! Oh, it's you! Okay. Oh, hello. Are you Brenda? Yes, I am, and I assume you're the substitute Spriggans filling in for Van? He mentioned you might stop by while he was gone. Sounds like he laid the groundwork for us then. What a nice guy. Well, he may have a tendency to act aloof at times, but you can always count on him to take care of his own. That particular aspect of his hasn't changed a bit. He mentioned you as well, Lane. You're here to watch over them in his stead, right? My, someone like you helping Van out. I guess he really has moved up in the world. That aside, we actually came here to ask you something. It's about your son, Eddie. Eddie? Has something happened to him? I thought he was finally getting his life on track. I mean, he'd been coming by so often lately. But then he just stopped, and nobody I've spoken to has seen or heard from him either. I'm starting to worry. Well, there's no need to jump to conclusions just yet. Although, it is a bit concerning that he hasn't been home recently. And he hasn't shown up for work either, so his boss at the food stand wanted us to check on him. That's why we came to you. We were hoping he might have told you where he was headed. That boy causing trouble for his boss too. Well, I'm not sure how helpful this will be, but when I last saw him, he seemed a little anxious. He told me he wasn't going to be back for a while. I figured he meant he was going to be busy with work. I have a feeling he's got himself wrapped up in some trouble with that old gang of his. After all, they were pretty angry about him leaving. I'm worried they might still hold a grudge against him. I understand your concern, but I think that the chances of that are pretty low. Most of Desire's higher-ups are either dead or wounded, and their leaders in custody. As an organized gang, they're practically finished. Yeah, I thought they had the manpower to go after everyone who left. Really? But that still doesn't explain where Eddie's gone. Listen, if you have the time, I genuinely appreciate you keeping an eye out for him. I need to make sure that idiot son of mine is safe. Leave it to us. We'll do everything we can to find him. Well, now we know he hasn't been home either. Couple that with the fact he didn't tell his mom anything useful, we're right back where we started. The Blacklight District's probably going to be our best bet then. Considering people involved, I mean. Actually, I suggest we seek out a more reliable source. I believe Van mentioned wanting to introduce you if the opportunity presented itself. Using her Zypha, Elaine called up this particular reliable source. Ah, Ramadi. Hello there, you must be Van's newest little assistant. My name's Ramadi, and I'm a bartender. However, I'm also well known for my intimate relations with Van. Is that so? Oh, I'd love to hear any stories you have. Although I understand any hesitancy you may have about him, he's one of the best information dealers out there. Both Van and I make great use of him. But with that, let's get back to business. Ramadi, there's something we'd like to ask you. Anything for you, Elaine. Based on the timing, I assume you'd like to know about the happenings surrounding Desire. It sounds like you know exactly what's going on then. Of course I do. These past few days, the remaining members have been disappearing one after the other. It would seem the other gangs have finally declared a hunting season. Some of their members have faced capture already, though many more have gone into hiding. Hunting season. Desire was an organization with cunning leadership, and that leadership always made sure they were at the top of the underworld. To see their ambitions fulfilled, however, they made the choice to trample upon a number of other gangs. Unsurprisingly, this created enemies. Enemies who have the perfect opportunity to enact revenge on their past tormentors, now that Desire is down on its luck. Is that the gist of it? Bingo! The situation has been escalating at a rapid pace lately. Most of these hunters aren't even attempting to hide who they're targeting anymore. Actually, it seems that one group was recently acting up at the center mark. Oh, wait, hold on. I was saying Marsh again. How do they say it? Marken? Ugh. Marque. Okay. That might be a good place to start. Right, I appreciate the intel. We'll head over now. There's no need for thanks. After all, only the best for my dear Van and Elaine. Swin and Nadia, darling. Feel free to use little old me to your advantage in the future. If you're ever in a pinch, just give me a ring. Of course, we appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, Barry. Oh my, now that's a new one. I'll be looking forward to chatting with you in the future, Nadia. Immediately with the nicknames. Well, it looks like our next destination set. We'll look into what the gangs were doing at the... I'm going to say Marsh again, aren't I? Well, how did they pronounce it before? Mirken? Mirke. And see if we can get some info on Eddie. Yes, we don't know for certain if he's a target of this hunting season. But you have to admit the timing's a little convenient. No way it's not related. We don't have any other leads at the moment either. Let's find someone familiar with the... and see if they know anything. I'm not going to bother pronouncing it anymore until I hear the proper pronunciation again. Alright, Yep.
Well then, shall we?
Off to the center.
Hey there. How's business treating you?
Alright, where are you? Where are you? You are... not that far ahead. Okay. Excuse me. Making my way through. And...
Please
over
check
here.
out my wares.
Yes. Okay. You're her. You're Giselle. about hunting season.
One sec.
People going after former Desire members. Yes, something like that has happened around here. Some people last night in the back alley were wondering if I saw anyone that could be a Desire member. I didn't want to get involved, and personally, I think it's much more interesting to watch from the sidelines. I see. Doesn't look like there's much of a hunt going on now, though. That's probably because they moved to another location. You're a sharp one. The Desire members aren't idiots. If someone comes to search you out, you'd naturally find a place to lay low for a while. A place to lay low? I would think the most likely place to do so would be the sewers. Up until recently, Jeffrey and the others were using it as a temporary hideout. I think you might just be right. I saw some rough-looking types run off that direction a little while ago. I'm guessing they were found out and had to resort to bunkering down in the sewers. Sounds like we got here just in time then. Let's head out. Yeah, we should get going. Alrighty then. Sewers it is.
Okay, ready to go?
Oh, look at that. Oh, they beat him up. Damn it. Didn't I just say we were in the wrong? Please, just let me go. I'll give you all my Mira. Shut up. No amount of Mira is going to pay us back for all the years of suffering you guys put us through. Desire's reign is at an end. Now get down on your knees and beg like the dogs you are. Guess these Desire pricks weren't so high and mighty after all. It pisses me off that we were under their heel for so long. How's about we tie their legs and let them go for a swim? No, please. You don't really want me to die, right? What's with the sudden appeal for mercy? Don't you remember when you did shit like this? Oh, crap. That'll be enough of that, I think. Sorry, but I'm not one to overlook senseless violence. Who the hell are you? This is none of your business. Looks like that info was spot on. They should know what's going on. Well, they'll spill their guts one way or another. Although I would prefer we not resort to violence if we can help it. If you all answer our questions, this matter can be resolved peacefully. Hey, that woman over there. Isn't that the Blade or something bracer? The hell are you talking about? You think some famous person will get involved in our little spats? Look, I don't know why you're here, but if you get in our way, you better be ready for a beating. Where the hell were they aiming? Yeah, that's what I expected. Boo! Why can't you losers learn to use your brains for once? If you already made up your mind, let's get this over with quickly. And there he goes. Leave him be for now. We need to take care of the perpetrators first. Damn it, you let him get away. Just a couple of brats. Come on, let's get rid of them. That woman looks like she can totally kick our asses, though. She'll be too busy defending the kids. Just surround them. Here they come.
Deploying shards!
Just try and take me.
Fine, let's play.
You're freaking dead.
Okay, sure. First and foremost, we'll do
Cypher activate. I'll aid you.
We can win!
Alright. You, my friends, are gonna get marked. All of you.
Activating skill.
There! Take this!
I missed her though.
Now I'm mad.
Okay, now we're going to... None of them are weak to whatever, so we'll do...
One's down, coming right up.
How'd you miss?
You're going down.
I'll remember this.
Alright, well, I'm glad you're at full power, so let's do...
We've got
Engaging
it.
skill. Light! Cut the dart! Swin!
Oh good, you're all paralyzed. Nice job.
Too slow.
Nice job.
No need to be scared.
Let's impede them. Impede, go.
Brace yourself. Something's coming.
Surprise! 1, 2, 3.
Seriously?
Alright, why don't you tell us what you know? I can't believe we lost some kids and their chaperone. Hey, I can move my body. What'd you do? Is this string? It won't come off. Yep, it's a special thread of mine. It's fine spider silk. The strongest of the strong couldn't get out of this stuff. It'd be practically impossible for you guys like you to get out of it. That's what you think. Well, if that won't hold you back, why don't we try this? Ha! What'd you do to me? I don't feel so good. So dizzy. All I did was give the thread a little tug. More importantly, are you going to answer our questions or not? Honestly, I'm fine with whatever you choose. We'll just leave you here and wait for all the blood to build in your head. Do you want to know what happens after that? I know what you're concerned about, but you can leave it to Nadia. This method never fails to get results. She won't cross any lines. Yes, well, considering you two were trained by the Guardians, forgive me if I have my concerns. I understand you have your faith in her, but there's almost certainly a difference between what you and I believe crosses the line. Just know that if things get out of hand, it'll be my duty to stop her. With Elaine's input, Nadia was made to perform a more subdued line of questioning on the gang members. In the end, they informed the groups of their aims without creating any further fuss. So it seems Eddie really was a target. Doesn't sound like anyone managed to find him yet, though. I don't think they were lying either. Ah, that reminds me, Brenda said he dropped by a few days ago, right? Yeah, and that's when he mentioned he wouldn't be around for a while. In light of what we know about the hunt for the former Desire members, it seems most likely that Eddie hid himself away so as to not get his mother involved. However, there's no guarantee he can keep himself safe until the end. Our client's request was to figure out what happened to him, so we should focus on actually finding him first. At the moment, nothing else matters. In that case, why don't we head to the Satan District? Based on what those gang members said, it seems that's where he's most likely to be. They did say that a former Desire member had holed up somewhere over there. It also sounded like they had already started their search of the area. We should hurry. Very well. Satan it is. There's a police station in the area, so it should be relatively safe around here. However, this spot in particular is known to be a place where shady people frequent. No, stop! Hey, what do you think you're doing? The kid's got nothing to do with this. Stop! Get back here! What was that? Let's go and take a look. We just heard a scream. Is everything alright? These gangsters just came out of nowhere and accused us of hiding someone. We told them we didn't know what they were talking about, but they took Frala with them as a hostage anyway. Frala? She's one of the girls on our team. Simon, our captain, went to go chase them down. It looks like we don't have time to waste. Do you know where they might have gone? The waterworks entrance under the bridge would be my best guess. They ran off in that direction. At least it'd be the most likely place. Got it. Leave everything to us. The sewers again? It's like they're into the smell or something. No time for complaining. Let's go. Look at them run. God. This must be the Satan Waterworks. Nadia, you sensing something? Yeah, feels like a bunch of people just came through here. I think I can hear some voices too. It must be up ahead then. We're not too late. I heard that you two were quite skilled, but that was an impressive analysis. This does seem to be where the gang members ran off to. Let's remain cautious moving forward. You think so, huh? Alright, well, heal up.
Phew. All better.
Now, let's do a quick save too. Because it has been a while. Alright. Alright, it's gonna be a bit. It's gonna be a bit. A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Although I'm not complaining. Gives us time to explore a little bit, you know? As per usual with these dungeons. Even though we've been here before. Give me all that. Give me all that. I'll take it. I'll be using it to analyze later. Hold on. There's more.
Boost gauge is full.
Look at that. Boost gauge is full too. Even more beautiful. Where are my enemies? I'm so surprised we're not fighting anyone. What is that sound? Okay, nothing there. I'm so surprised we didn't encounter anything. Just straight story, huh? You should be ashamed of yourselves. Simon, come on. We all know about your friendship with Mark. I get that you're trying to cover for your friends and desire, but even Eddie? That's real low. I'm only gonna say this once. Talk about Mark again, and you'll get a face full of fists. That's beside the point anyway. I ain't covering for anyone. And even if I was, Eddie left Desire ages ago. What, you think we just take his word for it? If you don't start talking, I'm sure we can find another way to get those lips flapping. Simon? The longer it takes for you to fess up, the more time we have to think up ways to put this girl to use. I'm sure we can have all kinds of fun with her. But if that idea doesn't sit well with you, maybe it's time to rethink where your loyalties lie. You dirty bastards. Man, that running animation is still weird to me. It doesn't... again, it works, but at the same time it feels unnatural. Who are you? Apologize for the delay, but we'll be taking it from here. Some wannabe heroes, huh? We got a hostage. Try anything and see what happens. This girl's skin will split like a grape. A hostage definitely complicates things. If push comes to shove, we might need to rely on Nadia's abilities. Ah! Get your dirty paws off her! Oh, okay. Damn this kid. Eddie? Finally decided to show your face, huh? Eddie? Well, this was certainly unexpected. Frala, get over here. Simon, got it. Don't worry about me. Take the kid and get out of here. Alright, thanks. Be careful. So the brat escaped, huh? But damn, you sure picked a good time to jump in, Eddie. Saved us the trouble of having to look for you. Look, if it's me you want, nobody else has to be involved. So you're Eddie, huh? You have a bit more backbone than I was expecting. We were asked by Thompson and your mother to find you. The manager and my old lady, huh? Bunch of busybodies. Well, for the moment, we can see that you're fine. We'll talk about that, what comes next after we deal with these guys. You better be ready to show us a good time after you ruined all our fun. Make sure you get your hands on Eddie. It'll be a pain in the ass if he runs off again. Don't worry about me. I've dealt with my share of punks before. Of that, I have no doubt.
Just try and take me.
Okay. Then we start with this.
Engaging skill. Oh, radiant wings.
I hope it kills him in one go.
Knight of Asteria. Boost gauge upgraded.
Yes, it did.
I'll get stronger.
So that's what I'm talking about. If that gone any longer, I might have been in trouble. Give up. You have no chance of winning. Unless you wish to be needlessly injured, I suggest you surrender. Shut up! We ain't going down that easily. Come on, get up. I'll call the others. These guys don't know when to quit. Guys who can't tell when to give up aren't exactly popular with the ladies, you know? I sure am tired though. It's okay if I take a little nap here, right? Why would that ever be okay? If you're tired, you're more than welcome to have a rest in our hotel suite. You're with the Bank of Edith. They're the ones from the fake kidnapping case, aren't they? I heard the old man was her bodyguard. What are you doing here? Especially you, Berzelia. You promised you'd stay out of trouble. That's my line, Eddie. You knew you'd be in danger, but you still ran off on your own. If you don't want to cause trouble, then don't make others worry on your behalf. I see. I believe I understand the issue now. Let me be clear. Eddie is no longer involved with Desire. In fact, he's been received as an important guest at our hotel. I'd like to ask that you take your leave. If you bring harm to our guest in any way, shape, or form, we will show no mercy. What a pain in the ass. Screw it. There's no benefit to bagging Eddie anymore. Let's just clear out. Are you kidding? We're gonna give up just like that? You don't get it, do you? Bringing him in wasn't gonna make us any mirror anyway. And with these guys involved, the cost outweighed the benefit. So, I'm free? I don't have to keep hiding? Mr. Rumsfeld, thank you for your help. It seems like you were far more involved than I imagined. Care to explain how you ended up here? Of course. We've known Eddie for a while now, you could say. We only did what we could to help him. However, you must all be exhausted after that incident. Rather than standing around in the sewer, why not return with us to more comfortable lodgings? So in other words, you were holed up around here the entire time? Yeah, as soon as the other gang started taking revenge, I figured it was only a matter of time before they came for me. I didn't want to cause any trouble for my old lady, so I thought I'd just lay low till it all blew over. Actually, I started chatting with Berzelia here, through Orbmail some time ago. When he suddenly stopped answering my messages, I was worried sick. I felt like I had no choice but to put out a search for him. We finally found him taking shelter in an abandoned building. Of course, Eddie was hesitant to come with us, but we couldn't just leave him all alone and defenseless. I owe him a lot, so I wanted to do everything I could to help him in turn. That's right, he helped to resolve the kidnapping situation you were involved in, didn't he? Ah, I remember now. Van's note said something about Eddie thwarting the leader of Desire's real goal. Well then, I trust you now understand why we're so adamant on protecting Eddie. Originally, we had intended to offer him a place to stay in safety. However, he eventually ended up running off into danger all on his own. I suspect you can surmise the rest. I know they did me a solid by covering for me. I shouldn't have run off like that. But those rats started bringing in people who had nothing to do with any of this. I couldn't let that happen. You've truly matured, Eddie. However, it should be known that Miss Berzelia was the one to decide on coming to your aid. He was so brave for standing up to them. I just wanted to give him a hand. Wow, I guess I really owe you one, huh? Well, aren't you two an interesting pair? I suppose it's more of a sibling relationship, though. Much different from me and S. Yeah, sure. Anyway. Look at how he dodged that, too. We already contacted Thompson. He should be here soon. I see. Looks like I made him worry, too. Do you think he'll be mad? I know everything's settled down, but if he or my old lady got wrapped up in this, I don't think you need to worry about that. Those gang members mentioned that they weren't getting much benefit from targeting former Desire members. I think they've given up on pursuing you any further. You should be safe. I already reported the situation to the guild. Any hunt of theirs will be put on immediate end. Wow, you may get a report to the guild? They got your stuff together, Blade Lady. Huh? Guess that means I don't need to go back to hiding then. You found Eddie? Thompson, sorry for making you worry. There's no need to apologize. I heard you had a lot on your plate. From now on, I hope you feel you can come to me for any help you might need. And you all, thank you very much. It seems you went well and beyond just finding the boy. I'll be sure to send the payment over as soon as I can. Thank you. We were happy to help. Another successful day of substitute Sprigganing. I'd also like to thank everyone at the hotel for all you've done for Eddie. Please, there's no problem at all. We simply return an old favor. Yes, Eddie helped me, so it was my turn to help him. Eddie, you should make sure to take it easy for a while. I'm sure your mother must be worried sick. I'm sorry to ask more of you so soon, but would you mind making sure he gets home safely? Yeah, no problem. The adventure doesn't end till you're safe and sound in bed. Hey, don't go thinking you can start pushing me around. I'll go see my old lady if I wanna. Can't you be a little more honest with yourself? You care for your mother quite a lot after all. Well, of course I do, but it's kind of embarrassing. Jeez, I ain't got a leg to stand on when it comes to you, Berzelia. Fine, I'll pay her a visit. I'm glad to hear it. Actually, this is a good chance for me to finally meet your mother. I've been wanting to meet her for a while now. Yes, seeing as you and Miss Berzelia plan to remain in contact, I would appreciate the chance to learn more about you. It's prudent that I thank the woman who raised such a fine young man. What? You're all overreacting. Hey, you guys, say something. Thank you so much for finding my idiot son. The same to you as well, miss. I appreciate all the trouble you've gone to bring him back. I can't believe they actually came home with me. There's hardly any need for thanks, madam. We were pleased to help where we could. That being said, have you heard of the rather fantastic display of courage that Eddie gave? Yes, even though he was being hunted, he went out of his way to help others in need. And when that happened, he said, "My goodness, to think my little troublemaker could be so brave." You don't need to go over every little thing I did. Come on, this is so embarrassing. I think we can see ourselves out. Yes, we did our best to protect the peace. For now, let's leave them be. Aw, they were just getting to the good stuff. Yeah, maybe next time.
Request completed.
Reward deposited.
Oh, we got chaos now. Let's go. Treon.
Here I go. Oh, so this is Treon Tower.
We'd only ever seen it from a distance. It makes a way bigger impression up close.
Can you believe that me of 5 minutes ago used to think Orcus Tower was the cooler one? Guess I'm gonna have to redo my ranking.
Keep in mind that Crossbell's Orcus Tower serves a very different purpose from Treon Tower. It wouldn't be fair to judge them by the same metrics. I skipped that by accident. Treon Tower, on the other hand, is better described as general infrastructure. It acts as a relay transmitter for broadcasting orbital waves throughout Edith, and that's only one of the various roles that it fulfills. Managing all of Edith's network comms has probably been the biggest one these last few years. Hold on, something doesn't add up here. Treon Tower was designed by Professor Epstein, right? And that was 50 years ago, just after the orbital revolution. Correct, it was initially built as a clock tower, complete with meteorological instruments. But 20 years later, they installed a radio facility. It took another 2 decades before they implemented support for all manner of orbital communication waves. But the tower's overall shape and frame are basically unchanged, which implies Professor Epstein saw modern orbital networking coming a whole half-century before it was invented. That's rather far-fetched, though it's a little frightening how I can actually refute you. Pretty flaky of a guy to leave all these crazy predictions and inventions behind. It's definitely not impossible, though. Who cares about all that mumbo-jumbo anyway? This is the perfect chance to take in all the sights. Come on, S. What should we hit up first? Do we look like tourists to you? For making the rounds, covering the establishment around the mall would be a good start. As far as views go, the most impressive one here can be found on the tower's observation deck. That being the case, what do you say we save the best for last? Now you're talking. Good thing we have a local to give us the inside scoop, huh? Are you sure about this? We still got a job here. This is the route we'd have to take on our investigation anyway. Besides, there's no harm in mixing business with pleasure, a bit on your first day in the capital. Imagine you haven't had much chance to enjoy the city outside of your first Spriggans. Wow, Beauty's Blade had a third B, it stands for big-hearted. No wonder everyone looks up to you. Yeah, you're almost nothing like Van said you'd be. And what exactly did Van say I would be? Crap. Open mouth, insert foot. Oh, you know, scary, demanding, the kind of lady we should watch her step around. Hey, why did you go and tell her all that? Because I'm an ally to scorned beauties all over the world. Since when? Well, that's enlightening. I'm sure Van was only playing it up for laughs. Oh, no need to defend the man. He can do so himself in person. Now then, shall we be off? I'll lead the way. Who knew smiles could be that scary? A maiden's heart is like a maze of landmines. Better start taking notes, S. Alright. Does this place have, what you call, I was gonna say a bulletin board. I don't know. Can I scan for anything here, though? Well, apparently I have all the shards I need for now. Alright, well, for now, on that note, guys, I'm going to be ending it here for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I was wondering who was talking. That was my team at first. But I want to thank you all for watching, guys. And when we return, we're going to scope out the rest of the Treon district and see what that's all about besides checking out the main story marker. So thank you again, and I'll see you all next time.